Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Hannibal Season 2, Episode 9, Shiizakana, Alonso Duralde, William Bibiani. It's a substantial dish, I think.
I believe that's the idea,
yeah.
which is strange because it feels like a somewhat insubstantial episode compared to others we've seen in the past. What we have here is, with this and the previous episode, it seems like Hannibal is almost normalizing. It's going back into a serial killer of the week kind of thing, where Will is back with the FBI. We're not even talking about the first half of the season. It was a huge mistake. We're all just going to put it behind us.
Well, he mentions it when he tells Margot Verger that I'm the guy who didn't kill all those people.
But you see that it doesn't affect his relationship with the FBI now. It's like that's completely gone back. It has affected his relationship with Hannibal because now obviously he knows. But the thing that for me, and again, I like this episode. It's kind of a fun episode, but it feels like with very few changes, you could just tweak a couple of pages of the script and this would have been a season 1 episode and you'd never know the difference.
Well, I think what's interesting about, I mean, yes, it's a killer of the week for sure, but at the same time, it's also, we're starting to learn of the growing army of Hannibal,
now that's the fun part.
People that he's controlling or that he's manipulated, or, it's going back to season 1 with the pilot where he's calling the guy on the phone saying they're coming for you. He's clearly got like a whole Rolodex of these dudes who are ready to go off at any moment. For me, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, but what I thought was kind of cool about our steel trap.
Our Batman villain.
It's
such a Batman villain.
Kinda,
I love it.
Well, this is a guy who is a regular human being who has to put on the external trappings of a predator, and Hannibal is a predator who has the external trappings of a human being.
I wish the episode had delved as much into that as you did, because that's a good metaphor. What we're really looking at, though, is the idea of, and you're right, this is the most interesting part of the episode, the idea that Hannibal has been sort of almost, if not nudging, then outright training some of his patients to become serial killers themselves, or at least be more open to it. And we've seen him do that of late with Will. Even though, like, yes, I know you want to kill me, but that would be cool, to create a killer, right? And like we're seeing, like, and Will might even be going for it. You see at the end of this episode, he might be embracing that part of himself, and this might be reason for him to go back into the asylum eventually.
Well, it's kind of a win-win for Hannibal when he sends him after Will. It's like, well, either like he takes Will out of the way, which is the person who is the most on to me as far as what's really going on. But if not, it allows Will the opportunity to indulge in a murder that he is clearly itching to commit.
Yes.
Since he got talked out of shooting, a horse guy last week. He's allowing Will to kind of indulge that baser part of his nature that's basically sort of bypassing the idea of justice and just going straight to revenge. You know?
So like there's stuff I like. I mean, I like the idea for the killer of the week. I'm not sure I think they needed to go quite as far as they did with this weird supervillain mechanical contraption that gives him superhuman jaw strength and everything like that, and it gives him like this creepy like Bane suit kind of thing. Like, part of me thought that was going kind of too far. But honestly, my issue with this episode and the episode previous, which I unfortunately wasn't able to review because I actually had a few more issues with it than you guys did, was I think we're starting to lose the momentum on this season, where we had, everything was really moving forward. Every episode pushed forward and forward and forward. And yes, you need to take a step back. The last episode was called a palate cleanser. That's fine. We want to take a palate cleanser, that's okay. But the palate is cleansed, let's move on. And so we're not picking up that momentum again. We're building new momentum for a new subplot with this whole idea of Hannibal's various patients. And we have to go kind of back to square one over halfway through the season, building up a new momentum. And that's kind of bothering me. It's not bad, but it's not great.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think the Will Hannibal cat and mouse is what's really, that's the motor for all this stuff.
We accelerated that so quickly. Will send someone to kill Hannibal, and now in this episode, Hannibal sends someone to kill Will. Fine. But like that accelerated so far, and to go kind of almost back to like the end of season 1 with it feels just less intense to me. And I grant you, again, this needs to ebb and flow. There needs to be some give and take. There needs to be quiet episodes, big, whatever. But like the season began with Hannibal trying to kill Jack and vice versa. We know where this is going, so to go this far back feels like a regression for me. And it didn't upset me. I didn't dislike the episode, but I feel like the last 2 have been kind of falling back on some of the original Hannibal tropes, things that they do over and over again. that don't really apply to where the plot is going right now, and they're not that refreshing for me. It's not like, oh, I can't, thank God we're back to this. It's like we've always found a way to incorporate new killers onto the show and move the story forward, and here the story is kind of simmering. Not even simmering. It's like on a low. It's not even on heat anymore. It's just like we'll get to it, and then then the A plots are boiling over.
I guess I'm you know, they are giving me enough stuff to sort of chew on, if you will, that I don't mind so much that there's not that it's not momentum.
Sure.
This is a show where if they want to dally a little, they're going to do something interesting while they're, you know, circling the airport. And so I know what you mean, and that can be a problem. It hasn't struck me yet as a viewer thinking, oh, come on, let's get on with it. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I totally get what you're saying. Speaking of the notion of no heat, one thing I was thinking about during this episode is could the Hannibal summertime sunshine hour work? Because so much of this show seems to be rooted in blood splatter on snow and visible breath and just a general sense of that gray slate, you know, chill of the show. You know,
I was thinking about it too. It's a consistent aesthetic. I think it's beautiful, and I think I don't know. Maybe that's just where we're at this season, and then like the next season will open with a big sunrise over a lake, and it'll be a very different feel after they probably change the status quo yet again.
Okay.
On us, maybe I don't know. That's the thing that didn't bug me. That's the thing that's not distracting me.
It's not even distracting. It's not bothering me. It's just something I noticed this episode. Like, oh yeah, it's always winter on this show. Always. You know.
I must say, I'm loving Catherine Isabel as Margot Verger.
She's pretty great.
She's so great. Whoever is doing her costumes deserves every award imaginable. She looks amazing.
I like what there's something about her face and her eyes that just seem very both open and shielded at the same time.
She looks like a Tim Burton drawing come to life.
Kinda, yeah.
It's fantastic, and she really fits well in the show. I loved her scene with Will. I'm wondering though, did you get the sense that they're trying to add some sexual chemistry between them? Like maybe they're going to get into it, because in the books, and correct me if I'm wrong, if memory serves, Margot is it's on the internet. Memory serves, Margot was actually a lesbian in the books.
Huh, okay.
Maybe she doesn't get there yet, I don't know. But I don't know, like I in spite of that, I kind of want to see it. They're great together. They're really cool.
Freddie Lounds is a woman. Anything is possible. Yeah, I had not really thought about that, but it's certainly a possibility. I think obviously whatever was brewing between Will and Alana is
very dead.
It's quite sidetracked at this point. So sure, why not?
Yeah, no Alana this episode.
Oh, true. This episode. Not even in the sheets.
Yeah, I know. And in the last episode, I was so bummed I didn't get to talk about this, because I expressed my curiosity. I want to know what Hannibal is like in the bedroom. Like, I'm curious how that works. Yeah. For Alana, it turns out slightly pretentious. Slightly pretentious is how that works out.
Well, there's a harpsichord in the next room. It's hard.
Of course.
It's hard not to be.
Of course. It's a very bourgeois love affair.
Totally.
But it's an okay episode. I'm waiting for the story to get going again, because we only have so many episodes left. Yeah. And we're reaching an end game, and we got to get there.
Right. Well,
so I'm getting a little impatient. Maybe that's my problem.
I mean, this was episode 9, right? So
you were in charge of looking that up.
I know. I think it was 9. Anyway, in any event, we got like 8 or 9. We're in like the final quarter. So I think if you want stuff to really start bopping, we're on.
Brian, make it happen. Brian,
we're getting to the end point of season 2. So I think invariably things will pick up. So join us as they do, please.